General Sessions is over. The exhibit hall is closed and the banquet speech just ended. My tie is off because Federation Focus is on from Austin, Texas. Hey there, PA Federation family. My name is David Goldstein. I am your first vice president. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Federation Focus. Today, I'm at the JW Marriott. Tomorrow, I head to the airport to fly back to Philadelphia. But before that, I wanted to record this episode on location, as I did last week at Sierra Green. This week, I know I usually start off with it, we have 0 meetings this week. In fact, I don't think there's a meeting the rest of the month. But I will do a little bit of a wrap-up of this national convention here in Austin, Texas. And just so you know, don't dilly-dally come 2027, because it's right back here at the JW Marriott in Austin in 2027, July of next year. I believe the dates are the 2nd through the 7th. You can't do anything about it now. Usually you can book your hotel room sometime in January. Don't wait, because this is the place to be. You don't want to have to walk over. It's really hot outside. Although the first few days I was here, it was hotter in Philadelphia and most of Pennsylvania than it was here in Austin by at least 5 degrees. So the only reason you don't want to come to Austin, Texas is because it's too warm. I'm telling you, the hotel was 45 degrees most days. Not today, but most days. So the convention usually starts off with sessions throughout the week before General Sessions starts. There are seminars about all sorts of things, whether it's Parents of Blind Children events or it is assistive tech events. I went to a great one. I got to see most of it with Jonathan Mosen and a whole bunch of guys talking about AI. He even wrote a song. If I could find the song where I can download it, I'll play it at the end. But it was awesome. It was a country tune. He actually wrote the lyrics but used AI to do the music. So again, don't dilly-dally for next year. And remember, if you need financial assistance to go to the national convention, you have to let our president, Lynn Heights, know 60 days prior to the start of convention. So by May of next year, if you want to go, you've got to make sure you get your application in to Lynn. And there are some stipulations. You do have to go to General Sessions. You have to attend the caucus when all of the folks from Pennsylvania get together and we talk about things going on in the state. You do have to go to resolutions meeting. You do have to go to the national board meeting, and they are all great things to hear. Now, I can tell you this year's convention had 2,625 attendees. If you come next year, it'll be a little bit more. There are a lot of great restaurants here in Austin, most of them within walking distance to the hotel. To my right, your left, down Congress Ave. Now, we went one night and they never came out, so just know you might go there and stand around a while and never see a bat, or hear a bat in our case. And there is something to say about a whole bunch of blind people looking for bats, and bats in general. But here's what I want to talk about this week. This week, we're going to talk about fundraisers. I'll start off at the local level. There's 2 that I want to tell you about. The first one is October 10th at the Northampton Country Club, and we're going to do an episode of White Canes Connect about it. It is Dancing in the Dark to be Dancing in the Light. It's the Greater Lehigh Valley Chapter's annual fundraiser gala that has been around for 6 or 7 years now. I asked Kirk earlier, and he wasn't sure if it was 6 or 7 either. Somebody will set us straight. If you know the answer, put them down below in the comments. It is a great event. There's a lot of fun to be had. There's dancing, there's good food, and it is, again, fun. I know I am interested in going and will be driving up. Kenny had mentioned he's interested in going, so if you're in the Philadelphia area and want to hitch a ride with Kenny and I and what seems to be an hour-and-a-half ride share from Philadelphia up to Easton, Pennsylvania on October 10th. It's a Saturday this year, so let me know. October 10th, Saturday, October 10th, Northampton Country Club in Easton. Jemmy Jones's information is down below. Reach out to her if you have any questions. Reach out to her if you have something to donate for the event. And reach out to her to tell her you want to go. Now, the other one I want to talk about is also in October. It is the 30th of October, and it's the Greater Philadelphia chapter, and they're doing a cabaret fundraiser. It's $40. Now, I've been informed that the information on the address I have in last week's emails that went out, and in the description for that matter for the video, was wrong. I will correct that, and I kind of think I just copy and pasted whatever I was sent. So I'll take a look at that. It doesn't matter. I'll put the right address for this week, and I'll let you know. Again, $40. You have to see someone from the Greater Philadelphia chapter to buy your ticket. Now, within that event, they are going to be a last man standing dance-off, and that's going to be part of the Coast to Coast Movement Challenge. That is a national organized event. They are trying to get all the chapters and divisions to sign up. They read off all the names. There's only 18 names that were read off, and Greater Philly and Keystone were 2 from Pennsylvania. But we have more chapters than that. We have at least 6 more chapters, and we have some divisions. Where are you guys at? Go to nfb.org/movers, click on the link to sign your chapter up. It takes about 3 minutes to do it. And tell them what you think you want to do. If you have an idea and then want to change it later, that's fine. You can amend that. But just go and sign up and get ready to do it, and then you'll get a link, which I have down below, where you can send your friends and family and businesses and whoever to go. The link and the QR code will take you to a page. You fill that out, and again, give this link, which is also down below in the description, to your friends, family, businesses, anybody who is willing to donate to the Coast to Coast Movement Challenge. Our chapter's goal is $250. All of our goals, they're looking to get $250. And you can do it. You ask your friends, your family, again, coworkers, whoever. Get them to donate. The QR code is above. I'm pointing over my right shoulder, but I don't know where I'm going to have room to put it once I edit this. So it's on the screen. If you're watching on a computer monitor or a TV, just point your camera at the screen, and it will take you there. Fill out all the information. Tell your friends and family and coworkers. Down in the notes, type NFB of PA, and then the chapter name. For example, Keystone chapter, or Greater Philadelphia chapter, but you got to make sure you do NFB of PA and then the chapter name. Now, speaking of that, the Keystone chapter is doing their Coast to Coast Movement Challenge on August 8th. So if you would like to donate to the Keystone chapter's part in the Coast to Coast Movement Challenge, click the link that's down below, point your phone at the screen and take you to that page, fill out your information, and then type in at the bottom where it says notes, NFB of PA Keystone. After the Keystone chapter meeting at the Penn Museum, if you didn't see last week's focus, here's what it is. We're gonna walk from the Penn Museum, and we're going to walk over to Sierra Green. And once we're at Sierra Green, we're gonna walk up 12 flights of stairs, because Sierra Green is a park above the Schuylkill River. Schuylkill River's out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then once we're done our walk, which is going to be a little over a mile, we are then going to have lunch at Sierra Green. So make sure you do that. One of the other components of the Coast to Coast Movement Challenge is the Philadelphia Marathon. Marathon weekend is November 20th, 21st, and 22nd. On the 20th, we need some volunteers for the convention center. The NFB will have a table there. We'll hand out literature and have some other things there. So if you can help out that day, it's from noon till 9. On the 21st, a great day, and the 22nd, we're looking for volunteers along the race route. Also on the 21st, that great day, we're also going to need some help in the convention center. So if you can help out either times, any of the days. Now, here's how it works. On the 21st, that great day, there is an 8K and there is a half marathon. There are 10 spaces for runners supporting the NFB. For the half marathon, there are 20 spaces. For the marathon, which the whole marathon is on Sunday, the 22nd, we have 20 spaces as well. Now, some of those spaces have been taken. I think we have around 15 or so spaces across all of them that have already been asked for. One of them, the 8K, Jane is running in. She's not a runner, but she does from time to time. Just a few weeks ago, did a 10K in Central Park. But she's running this. She'll come home and she'll do that. She's running, if you do the 8K, and I believe Harriet is running in the 8K as well. I forgot to verify that. If you're running in the 8K, you're expected to raise $500 in donations. If you're running in the half, you're expected to raise $1,000 in donations. And if you're running in the marathon, you're expected to raise $1,500 in donations. And again, like we always say, we don't want to be the ones putting the hands in our own pockets. You want to go out and talk to businesses and friends and family to get to that goal, no matter what it is. So if you're interested in that, you can email Rachel Hell. Her information is down below. I actually got to meet her face to face. We've talked fairly often about on the Coast to Coast Movement Challenge, but I did get to meet her here in Austin, which was very cool. I was excited because it's always great to be with someone who you've talked to a bunch and have never seen in person. So that's the Coast to Coast Movement Challenge. There's a couple of other components, but I'll leave that for now. Now, we just ended National Convention. It is the beginning of summer, but I want to tell you about our state convention coming to Hershey, Pennsylvania on the 5th of November through the 8th of November. You can make your hotel reservations. The link is down below, or the phone number is down below. If you do dilly-dally while you are filling out the form for the online version, just give a call. But you do have to mention National Federation of the Blind. If you say NFB, they'll have no idea what you're talking about. So again, remember, National Federation of the Blind. Your hotel reservations can go from the 4th to the 9th. And if you want to stay and check out the 9th, Hershey Park will be open that weekend. That is the 7th and 8th. So after the convention ends on the 8th, which is usually around 12 o'clock, you can just leave your bags in your room and head on over to Hershey Park. There are discounted tickets available when you check in. Registration is open for the state convention, and it's a very easy one to remember if you want to register. nfbofpa.org/register. Go there now. You can register. It's $225. $225 is all inclusive. You get your registration paid for plus 8 meals. Lunch and dinner on Thursday, lunch and dinner on Friday, lunch and banquet on Saturday, and breakfast on Sunday, plus an exclusive breakfast on Friday, the 6th. Almost lost what day it was. So again, that is open. Go there now to register. We hope to have, by the end of July, a sponsorship page and an exhibit hall page up for folks to register for that. I know a few folks have inquired about the exhibit hall, and I know we want to reach out to sponsors, and we do have a couple. Waymo is one. They've given us $5,000 this year again. So thank you to Waymo. Burke's Foot and Ankle has also donated. They have donated $100, so thank you to them as well. We will have information about both on the website once we have another couple of sponsors. Probably by the end of July, we'll have a sponsorship page up for this year's state convention. Again, in Hershey at the Hershey Lodge. Rates are $149 a night. It is roughly about $165 all in once you figure taxes and fees. It is a nice place. It is probably one of the nicer places that we will be using for state convention. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to myself, vp1@nfbofpa.org, or you could reach out to Convention Co-Chair Michelle McManus, mmcmanus@nfbofpa.org. That will do it for this episode of Federation Focus for the week of July 13th, 2026. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let's go out and build the National Federation of the Blind of Pennsylvania. Thanks again for watching. Take care, and I will talk to you next Monday.